What's up everyone, welcome to Kaizer Channel. Today we'll be reviewing this. The Strike Freedom Gundam Wing of Light's option set, Soul Blue version. Now this option set is actually pretty simple, it's just the Wing of Light and then there's a little bit of accessories on it that's for the Dragoons. So in this video it's going to be very short if we're just going to review this. That's why the second half of this video will be the comparison between this and also the old version of the Wings of Light. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. So coming right out of the box is the first and only layer. Now you can see the two Wings of Lights right there in the right top corner and also the lower left corner. Right there very nicely. You can see the blue and obviously the Pearl Essence coloring right off the bat. And then the rest of it, the clear parts, those are for connecting to the Dragoons of the Strike Freedom. As you can see, there's quite a lot of smaller pieces right there in the right bottom corner for each of the Dragoons. So just quickly go through what we have for this piece. You can see that on the left, those are the wings. We have 4 panels of it. 2 on the top, those are the bigger ones, and the 2 on the bottoms are the smaller one, although they're roughly the same size, but we'll go into details later on. On the top right corner, we have these 2 big pieces that's supposed to be connected to the backpack, and then underneath that we have 4 of those triangle-like shapes. Those are for branching out from the 2 pieces that we just mentioned on the top. And then lastly is this box of smaller items which are to connect to the Dragoons of the Strike Freedom. And these are connected to the triangles that we just mentioned. So let's take a look on the Wings of Light. As you can see right here, it's mainly a semi-clear plastic part. And on the right side, it's where the connecting part is. It's actually a very light blue. And then you can see that there's a gradient going back to a darker blue. And near the center, there's actually a light purple. Now within it, you can see the Pearl Essence color right there reflecting very nicely for the wings. Now there's actually 2 sets of wings here, a total of 4 wings in total. And 2 of them are the bigger size and then 2 are the smaller size for the lower wings. So the 2 wings is actually slightly different. You can see on the right it's the bigger wings and on the left it's the smaller wing. And you can see the edges is actually a little different. And also the Pearl Essence parts, it's larger on the big one obviously. And if you put them together, you'll notice that that's how much difference there is. It's only slightly on the effect part. But other than that, the shape is pretty much the same. You can see on the edges, they are roughly the same and only the center, it's a bit different. Alright, let's put it on to the Strike Freedom and check it out how it is. To start off, we must remove the Dragoons off from the Strike Freedom first. So after you take the Dragoon off, we must first put the upper wings first, as you can see right here. And you take the bigger wings, like this. You basically match the shape that's right here, as you can see. And there's actually a joint right here within it, and you have to click into this little connector piece right here. So just like this. And you hear a click in there, that means it's successfully connected, and then you push the bottom piece upwards so that it jams it in like this. Now the wing's pretty heavy, as you can see. If I let it go, it starts waiting on the side, so you gotta do this quick. Same goes for the other side. Starting from the top, push this in. Connect that, and then the bottom, you push it in. Now that we have the 2 big wings connected, let's connect the lower wings. Now as you can see, after putting the wings on, it's actually very massive. It takes a lot of space all around it. So just prepare it when you're displaying it. Make sure you gotta clear a big way horizontally just for this. But hey, it's all worth it since it looks absolutely beautiful. Next, we are going to put together the clear parts for the Dragoons. So first we must put these two pieces together. Just place them over each other and then push it in. And that's it. And then to this little piece, this one goes into the middle right here. Just like that. And then we have 4 of these guys right here, which goes behind it. Now that you have put all 4 together, you see this spider-like shaped item right here. So here we have 2 pieces. Each comes with 8 pieces, so you can choose between the 2. Either you use all 8 of the long ones or 8 of the short ones for you to display the Dragoon's length of. And there's no right or wrong answer to this one, so just feel free to use whichever you like, or even a mixture of the 2 as well. So let's put it on. So here I've put the rest of it on. As you can see, I used a mixture of the long ones and also the short one. The 2 long ones on the top and also here at the side, and then the rest of them are the short ones. Now all that remains is that we connect the Dragoons, and in order to do that, we must use the connector for the Dragoons. And there's actually 2 of it. One's the shorter one, one's the longer one. And the shorter one is for the smaller Dragoon and the longer one is for the bigger Dragoon. And unlike the length piece just now, you cannot mix the 2 for this. So always have the shorter one for the small one and the longer ones for the big one. So don't get that mixed up. So starting off with the short one, the longer tip is for the bottom of the Dragoon, so it's like this. And then you put it in, and then you hear the click, and that's it. As for the longer one, as you can see, both sides are even, so this doesn't really matter. All you have to do is stick it in the middle, and then you should see that there's a black pin within it that you need to click onto it. And once you're done, it should look something like this. Now it may look a little weird, but once it's put on the Strike Freedom, it should look a lot better. So let's do that. In order to connect the Dragoon piece, we must connect it to the holes that's on the torso of the Strike Freedom. As you can see at the back, there's a little hole. That's where we're gonna put it in. So just like this. Not sure if you can see it though, but this little piece right here, the stand is actually supporting the wings, so it's definitely helped to share the weight. That's very nice on this. Although it doesn't really look nice at the back with all these clear parts on it and this web looking items all on the back, but in the front it looks really great. In conclusion, what do I think about this piece? This piece is absolutely beautiful. You got the 4 piece of wings that's very nicely. It's a semi-transparent piece from a gradient light blue all the way to a dark blue and also the light purple as well. Within it, there's the pearl essence that's very beautiful, very different from the original wings that as I remember. And not only that, we got the clear parts piece that you can put together so that the Dragoon is shown as if it's flying. And it also functions as a supporting so that it can share the weight of the wings as well very nicely. And also you got the different length of the joint parts so that you can display the Dragoons in different depths so that they're not just flying all at the same place so that it looks like they're flying a bit around the Strike Freedom. So that's definitely nice there. However, one thing to keep in mind though is that, as you can see, if you look from the back, those clear parts looks very weird. But if you're displaying in the display shelf facing the front, obviously that will be covered, so not too much concern on that. And if you pre-ordered this piece at the original price, then it makes this piece definitely worth a lot more. And with that, I'll rate this piece a 9 out of 10. So if you have the Strike Freedom, definitely look into this option set if you haven't got it already. So that's it with the review. Let's move on to the comparison. So here's the second half of the video where we compare between the old version and the new version of the Wing of Light. Now we cannot begin the comparison without going through the box, and here's why. Now the new version is only a simple slim box that contains the Wing of Light, but the old one is actually wrapped around in a bigger box that has a very amazing cover art. And the reason why for this such a big box is because it's actually designed for you to slot in the Strike Freedom box within it, so that this whole entire bigger box contains both the Strike Freedom and also the Wing of Light together as a bundle. Now the second reason for that is that the amazing box art is actually half of the bigger picture. Now if you happen to purchase the Destiny full package that was released back then, it will also contain the big box with another amazing box art of the Destiny. And together with this, you can form a big picture that connects to each other. So that was the major reason why people would go after the old version, was because of the box. Now if you don't really care about the box, then obviously this doesn't matter to you, because not only is the box really big and it actually takes up a lot of space, but the content itself is actually the same, which you will see right here. As you can see, other than the wings itself, the other clear parts are exactly the same as it is with the new version. Or should I say the new version is the same as the old one. As for the wings, you can see that from the start, it's actually a purple color, grading to blue and then to white at the end. And within that, it's just a semi-transparent blue that's within it. Now if you compare it with the new version, it's actually somewhat the opposite of each other. Now obviously the new one has the pearl essence coloring, which the old one doesn't, and so it loses a little bit of attractiveness on this. But aside from that, it still looks pretty great. So let's put this on the Strike Freedom and compare the two and see how they are. So here they are right in front of you. Now both of them looks amazing, only that the difference between the two, like I mentioned before, are the coloring that's reversed. And also the new one has the pearl essence on it that's reflecting very nicely. Now if you ask me which one I have to choose between the old one and also the new one, I must have to say that I will probably go with the new one. Now the reason for that is because the new one has the pearl essence on it that's reflecting very nicely, but also it's easier to get nowadays since it's released not long ago, and the cost won't be as high as the old version. But for those of you who doesn't like the pearl essence and has a strong urge to get the old version, then there is something that you must keep in mind. First, finding the old version is going to be difficult. Now that's because back then when the Wings of Light released, not a lot of people would actually want to purchase the Wings of Light because of the massive box. So not a lot of people is going to own it, and far more less are the people who's going to sell it out nowadays, especially if you want a brand new one. Second reason is that even if you were able to find it, it's going to be costly. Most likely it's going to cost a lot more than it would if you purchased a new one. And third, even if you're successfully able to find it and purchase it, you're going to have a problem storing the massive box itself. So the overall cost effectiveness and also the storage space wise, it would be better off to get the new version of the Wings of Light rather than the old, just because it's easy to, and it's not as expensive. So that's basically it for the comparison. Which one do you guys like better? Do you like the old version or do you like the new version? Let me know in the comments below. So that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it and find it useful. As usual, do support me by hitting that like button and also subscribe to my channel for more videos. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.